Om Shanti. How are you? In this session, what we are going to see is it possible for humans to attain the godly state? That's the topic we are going to discuss today. Before that, we need to have a clear-cut idea of what godly state is. Even before having that, let's see what people across the globe have notion about who God is. What kind of qualities does God have? So no matter what religion you belong to, what country you belong to, what faith you possess, but still it is strongly rooted in everybody's mind that God doesn't bother about what's happening around us, right? He has love for us, but he doesn't interfere in what's happening right now. He doesn't poke his nose in day-to-day life. We can experience his love, but still we cannot expect him to interfere in everything that's happening across the globe right away. So why does he wait? That's another question. But he has this character. He knows what is right and what is wrong, but he doesn't punish right away. It takes some time. If you have that character, if you are not disturbed by what is going on around you, around the immediate you, then you can be called to have that godly state. And what else? You pray to God. Even your enemy prays to God. Whoever you think possess good characters, they pray to God. Whoever you think possess devilish characters, they pray to God as well. So it proves God doesn't have any discrimination. In other words, everybody remains equal in front of God's eyes. If that's possible with you, then you can be called to have attained godly state. So everybody looks good to God, right? That's what it implies. He considers every one of his children to be very good. He doesn't have any partiality. He doesn't look down on somebody. He doesn't look up on somebody. Everybody remains equal in front of God. Is it possible for you to have the same vision? Then you have achieved the godly state. And also people think God punishes those who do bad things and God blesses those who do good things. But this point actually belongs to humans. God doesn't punish anybody. He is the symbol of love. He doesn't punish anybody because we are living in a period where whatever we do, it turns into sin. We're just not aware of that. We are not aware of what sin is, because in Bible, after eating the fruit, the forbidden fruit, they start becoming conscious of their own body. God says that itself is a sin. So if you identify yourself as your body, then you are committing sin. Then if God has to punish somebody for their sin, it means he has to punish every single soul on this planet. But he is not doing that, which means he doesn't punish anybody. But still we suffer, right? We do suffer. Why do we suffer? Okay, this again brings to a separate topic, so we'll be dealing with this topic later, but as of now, let's see. So the first two characters that we discussed, that is seeing everybody equally and remaining unshaken despite any kind of circumstance, those two qualities, they are undoubtedly the qualities of God. How's that possible for humans to achieve that state? Is it possible? It is possible. How is that possible? First thing, it is possible only with the help of God. If God can possess those qualities, so can we. How's that possible? Because we are the children of God. So we need to know certain thing. In Bible, it is mentioned that having the consciousness that you are body, that is the body consciousness itself is the first sin. So who are we then? If we are not this body, who are we then? So certain things are just implied and not said directly in any religious books. But here what we discuss in Brahma Kumari Center, they are the direct knowledge of God and not from any religious text. So everything we discuss here appears quite new for you. So is God's knowledge. So if you have this mindset that you are going to learn something very new, then you are going to enter into a new world. So that's the first thing we invite you to have. Completely new mindset, that you are going to learn entirely new, that you are going to learn something that you have never heard about, have never seen, have never even dreamt of. We actually are not this body. We are in this body temporarily. So where were we before we entered this body? And where will we be after leaving this body? And who are we actually if we are not this body? What enters this body, what leaves this body is actually who we are. And that is the soul, the life energy. It does have a definite shape. It looks like a very tiniest star shining in between your eyebrows. It is so tiny that nobody can see it, no matter what kind of scientific instrument they use to see it. It's so tiny. So that is what is represented in this picture. This is the soul. What is shown as black, the body, is not us. We are the souls. It's more like this body is more like a vehicle, and we are the driver that drives this vehicle. Before entering this body for the first time, before we take birth on this planet Earth, where were we? Which is the home for the souls? So we need to be aware of three worlds. There are only three worlds. First, this is the thing that we are totally aware of, planet where we live. And before taking life on this planet, we souls were present in this place. I don't know if you can see it clearly. So this will be more like tiny dots. So these are the souls. This is called the soul world. And we lived with our Father, the God, there. This is what in Bible Jesus, before taking birth on this planet, was near our Father. So where is he? I don't know if you can see it clearly, but there is a tiny point of light right here. This is the God. No religion or religious text has any description about how God looks like and where he lives, and only God can give this. God is directly giving this right now through Brahma Kumaris. So we are delivering that message to the people across the globe. So this is where we souls live with our Father. Before taking birth on this planet, we all live there. So we and God looks exactly similar. Just as we look as the point of light, so does God. So the actual relationship between us and God is the Father-Son relationship. That's why he is called Heavenly Godfather by that's why he is called Heavenly Godfather in Bible. So from there, when we first take birth on this planet as humans, this planet will be heaven. And where was that heaven? Recently in YouTube there was a documentary that describes how India could be heaven, or somewhere near India could be heaven. So they researched Bible and decided this. But it is true that a part of India was heaven, And do you know who lived in heaven? They were called deities, and they are being worshipped in India even today as gods and goddesses. But they are not gods, they were deities. They were humans, but they had these divine qualities. The qualities that we recently discussed, that we believe God possesses, those are the qualities these deities possessed, which is why people mistook them as gods and still pray them, but they are not gods, because God doesn't take human form. So they are not gods, they are deities. They possess the godly qualities. So they are not someone. When we first entered this earth, we were that. That's what the Sanskrit Tatvam represents. I am that. Which means not that I am God, I am the deity. So I was that when I first took birth on this planet. After taking several births, I have become what I am today. So it's a cycle actually. It's a 5,000-year time cycle. Since it is cycle, it just repeats continuously. It doesn't have a beginning, nor does it have an end. It just goes on. So when we enter this planet, we take birth as deities, then we take several rebirths. So we continue to be deities for the first 2,500 years. There will not be any religion. Everybody will be conscious that they are not this body, but they are this soul, the imperishable soul. The body is perishable, the soul is not. So as long as they are aware that they are the soul, they do not fall for the devilish characters like lust, anger, greed, attachment, jealousy. So they are free from these 5 vices. As a result, they remain happy throughout. The whole world will be filled with happiness, peace, bliss, and purity. They remained pure. As a result of being pure, they possessed all these divine qualities. So what happens after the first 2,500 years? They slowly forget that they are the imperishable soul, and they mistakenly consider themselves as this perishable body, and they fell for these devilish characters I mentioned earlier. As a result, the world has become what we are seeing now in newspapers, right in front of us, in television. So this is filled with sorrow. But this is the cycle. Again, we have to become deities, angels. How is that possible? because we do not possess those godly characters now. How is that possible? That's where God comes. He enters an old person's body. He names him as Brahma, and through his mouth he teaches this divine knowledge which is available in all Brahmakumari centers across the globe. It is you can visit the website brahmakumaris.org or brahmakumaris.com for Indian residents. For others it is brahmakumaris.org. So from there you can locate this center yourself in your country nearby your home. So what does he teach? He teaches that we are not this body, we are this imperishable soul, and we have to regain the powers we possessed when we were angels. What kind of powers we did possess? We possessed powers to even change the 5 elements as per our desire. So everything was under our total control. So to regain those power, we need to connect our mind to God. Now, it is only now we know how God looks like. He also has the form of the point of light, just like we souls have. So now Rajayoga means you have to consider yourself as the point of light, the soul. Then we have to remember our Father, God, also as the point of light. And this God is whom Jesus called as the Heavenly Father, Father of all souls, which is why we call him as the Supreme Soul. And he is called Allah, Shiv. So whatever name people call God as, every single name belongs to him, and he is one. He is not many. He belongs to everybody. He doesn't belong only to a particular religion or particular sex of people. No, he belongs to everybody. And how do we attain the godly state? How is that possible? That is the main part of today's topic, right? So we need to first we have to, so without connecting your mind to God, it is impossible. So first you have to consider yourself as the soul, then you have to remember God also as a point of light, and his dwelling place is reddish orange in color. So you have to imagine himself as the star that shines in a reddish golden sky. That's how we should remember him, and that's our home. That's where we will go after the completion of this 5,000 years. We will be going there, stay there for a while, then we return back to this earth, and before that this earth will be converted to heaven filled with golden palaces. So how is it possible for us to achieve this state of mind, to look everybody as good, to remain unshaken in front of any obstacle. How's that possible? How are we going to achieve that? First, we have to remember God as much as possible. It is purely the mind work. You need to just remember Him constantly, no matter what you do. You need not sit like this. This is just shown like this, but you don't have to do that. Only the yoga found by humans wants you to sit in a certain posture and need to do some breathing techniques, something like that. No, we don't have to do certain things. We don't have to do those things at all. It's purely mind work. Whether you sit, whether you stand, whether you walk, whether you are talking with somebody, just constantly remind yourself as a soul and connect yourself to God. Remember Him as a point of light. That is all you need to do. So by doing that, you will regain the power, the natural power of the soul. So soul has lost its power. Along with this yoga, so this is yoga. Considering yourself as a soul and connecting yourself to God is yoga. Yoga is all about that. This is the true yoga, and this is the oldest yoga which attracts everybody across the globe towards India. But unfortunately, they fall for gurus instead of getting this Raj Yoga directly from God. So it is available in all Brahma Kumari centers across the globe. And what else should we do to attain the godly state? How can we change our enemies into friends? How can we consider those who constantly give sorrow to us into someone whom we love? How can we actually love our enemies? How is that possible? Well, for that we need to understand one thing. They may give sorrow now because everybody is in the prison of Satan. So Satan is nothing but these 5 vices. So that is Satan. So this lust, anger, attachment, jealousy, and the false belief that I am the body. So these 5 vices have imprisoned you. So everybody is under the spell of Satan, which is why they behave like this. Even we behave like that. So, but when we first entered this planet, we were not like this. We were as good as God, as peaceful as God, as blissful as God. So within 20 years, the world is going to become heaven, which means those who are giving sorrow right now, they'll be giving only love after 20 years. Why can't we see the past and the future instead of being in the present and torture ourselves and others? So being in the present will only bring what present brings us. What present brings us? Only the worries. So humans teach us to be in the present, but unfortunately, if you are in the present, all you get is sorrow, worries, depression. Is that what you want? If that's what you want, well, be in the present. Actually, everybody is in the present. That's why they suffer. That's why they get blood pressure. That's why they get heart attacks. So you see their past because they are souls, not the body. Now their act is to suffer and to give sufferings to others, but that's not their role in the past. That's not going to be their role in the future, which is again the same place. So even now if they are giving worries, uh, despite that they also possess good qualities, right? They may not be more, but still they do have good qualities. If you can't find that, you can ask the people who love them. You just ask them, why do you love them? Why, what does he possess actually? They will say, they will help you. Actually, even you knew that when you are interacting with him or her for the first time, you didn't see the bad qualities that you are seeing right now, did you? Why can't you just think about that time and focus on that good qualities? Whenever the thought of him comes to you, or he himself physically appears before you, you start recollecting those good qualities constantly, consciously. You think of those good qualities. You say that to yourself. So every time he crosses you, immediately you consciously bring those good qualities in your mind. So what do you get from that? Just think about why you love somebody. Because you see the good qualities in them. That's why you love them. And when you think of them, you get happiness, right? And think about why you hate somebody, because you focus on the bad qualities, and every time their thought comes to you, it brings pain. So what do you want? You want to be in pain forever, or you want to be in happiness forever? So I think if you're brilliant, you'll prefer the second, right? You want to be happy all the time. So you cannot change others, but it is 100% possible that you can change the mindset you have about others, right? So this is how you do it. You constantly do it. You can encourage yourself for doing this practice by giving marks. Every time you're able to bring positive attitude about others, you give yourself 1 mark. So just see how many marks you get by the end of the day. So you need not do this practice only with your enemies. You do it with everybody you come across. Every thought you get of someone else, just practice with them. So see how much marks you get, and more importantly, see how your mind has changed. You will feel very happy. You will see blissful throughout the day. And that's what yoga is all about. Yoga is not about experiencing something in your body. Come on, you are not at all your body, but that's what they teach you. So that's what you want. You want to experience something inside your body, but still you feel pain in your heart. Is that what you have come for? No, you need to experience blissfulness. That happens only when you can make everybody around you good. How you do that? By just focusing on their good qualities all the time. No matter what they do, don't see their present. They were very good in the past, not only 5,000 years back. Even now, when you first met them, they were good. Slowly you start imbibing bad thoughts about them in your mind, so you start torturing yourself, because these thoughts are actually the culprits that gives pain to you. Why can't you change it? Why can't you work on it? Because you think of somebody you hate very much, but you know for sure that there is somebody who loves them very much. So the problem is with them or you? It is with you, right? The very same person you hate is being loved by some other person. So the problem is not with that person, the problem is with us. Why can't we change that? So you constantly say that. So you constantly see them as the soul. That's the first step. This soul was actually good, and now due to the imprisonment by Satan is behaving like that. Even I'm behaving like that to somebody else. I'm just not aware of it, just like that person is not aware of the bad attitude that I'm aware of. So just focus on the good qualities. That's the first step. And how do you remain unshaken by whatever that happens around you? How is that possible? Because God remains like that, these angels remain like that. Why can't I? What should I do for that? For that, God reveals one truth. When you are aware of that truth, you won't get shaken by whatever happen around you. What is that secret? God says, as soon as you become a Brahma Kumari, as soon as you know who God is, what your relation with God actually is, as soon as you know about this cycle of the soul, you have become the direct children of God. Brahma Kumaris means the direct children of God. As soon as you become a Brahma Kumari, no matter what happens around you, everything that happens should definitely have something good for you. Everything that happens around is for your own good. Believe that. It may not be evident right away, but as time passes, you will see the good in everything that happens. That's going to happen. Everything contains only good and nothing else for you. And moreover, you need to be aware of this law of karma. If you do bad to others, you will definitely suffer the result. No matter how many births you take, you will have to pay for what you have sown in your previous births. That's why people get handicapped bodies. That's as a result of their previous birth, right? Jesus Christ, in his time period, there were people with handicapped bodies, but in heaven nobody were born handicapped. Actually, Jesus comes here, okay, because this is where all religions come. There won't be any religion. They don't even pray to God there. There won't be any temple or church or mosque or anything. They are not aware of who God is, because there's no need for that, because all they experience is only happiness. Only when we suffer pain we start thinking of God. So only here people start getting body consciousness. As a result, they experience pain. As a result, they need a religion. They think of God. They write many religious texts, but nothing helps man in coming out of this sorrow. Now we are aware that whatever we experience now, it's all as a result of our past behaviors in our past birth. When you are aware of that, you will remain peace. Just think, for instance, if you are punished for something that you actually did, for your wrongdoings, it won't take away your peace. But if you are punished for something that you didn't do any wrong, then you will become peaceless, right? But God says this is the drama where nobody is punished for no sin. You have definitely committed sin in your past birth. This is what Jesus means by, this is what Jesus meant, that we are born as sinners. Not these deities, they didn't born as sinners. It is only when we become body conscious, after that we are born as sinners. So when we are aware of that, we wouldn't bother somebody giving pain, because we know for sure that we had given that pain to them in the past. So we have to settle the karmic account. No escape. Yes, that's a way to escape that as well. That is by doing this yoga, by considering yourself as a soul, and by remembering God also as a point of light. The more your mind is connected to Him, you will escape that sin. So this doesn't sound logical, right? Actually, what happens is, when you are when you are busy connecting your mind to God, your soul gets that power. You can experience that. You will find some kind of sensation around this soul. You can find that vibration. In addition, since your mind is busy with that, when people come in front of you and start using words that gives you pain normally, but now since your mind is connected to God, it wouldn't bother much. Their words won't hurt you as it hurt before. That's how you escape this pain. So whatever you did in the past, it will surely come to you, but you have attained this state of the mind that you don't bother about it anymore. That's the thing. That's how you attain this godly state. So you need to be aware of this divine knowledge as well, and also you have to indulge in yoga. So where do you get this knowledge? It is available in Brahma Kumari Center. You can also I'm not aware of the Brahma Kumari Center's website in your country. If you are in India, then it is in probably you wouldn't be listening to this, because you will be listening to either Hindi or your local language, right? If you're a foreigner, then you just Google Brahma Kumari's space, then your country, then you will get their official website, and you will get their Murlis. Murlis is what this divine knowledge is called. So God speaks to us daily, directly through a human's mouth. So when you listen to it, you will experience the bliss that we cannot explain. You have to experience it yourself. So this is how you become unshaken, because everything that's happening around me, it definitely has good in it, and moreover I'm protected by God. As long as I am connected to God by mind, by intellect, it means I'm under the direct protection of God. Nothing can hurt me. So when you are aware of this, and when you are practicing yoga continuously, you will gradually attain this state these angels possessed 5000 years back. So your body may not change right now, but it is possible for you to possess their state of mind, and it is by getting their state of mind you are becoming them within 20 years. Om Shanti. Please hurry to the nearest Brahmakumari center as soon as possible because the time is speeding up. Only 20 years left. God has been on this planet for the past 80 years preaching this education. Now there's no time. So please hurry up, go to the nearest Brahmakumari center and get this reward. God has come to give this reward, to give this heaven through this knowledge. You cannot enter this heaven through the knowledge given by any religion, because religions were created by religious preachers and not God himself. So this deity religion is created by God himself. That's why God comes here. He doesn't come here to punish us. So punishment is already there according to our karma, because that's how this drama is designed. Well, it is designed by God, but he doesn't punish you directly. It is this drama that punishes us for our sins. Om Shanti. Please share this message with others so that even others benefit from this knowledge and enter this divine kingdom. Om Shanti.